Good afternoon, everybody. Rose Thorne here. Today I am reacting to Foodie Beauty's live stream, which she just finished up called Coffee Beeze in Cuba. So, as everybody knows, Foodie is in Cuba right now, and I am actually quite shocked that she did not go home yet. The way she was behaving when she first arrived, I thought that she would be on the next flight home to Cuba, but she shocked me and she surprised me by staying. She's not leaving, she's staying in Cuba. And you know what I say? I say good for her because she needs to see what life is like outside of her bedroom and what life is like when you're not spending all of your time just doing chemicals and eating yourself to death. This is something that she needs to see, and this is what she needs to experience. So, Foodie is in Cuba still, and instead of doing our usual coffee bees, which, as all of you know, would be her going to Starbucks and doing a live stream from her car, which is her usual norm, she's doing it in Cuba. And she's around people and, she's out in the open. And again, that's a healthy environment. So let me just go ahead and bring up Miss Foodie so you guys can see her. And there she is. So she's having coffee, again, out in the open, around people. This is healthy. This is good. And I'm going to sit in and react to this live stream. There were a couple of live streams that she did last night, and I did take a look at them. I really didn't see anything react worthy. There was nothing of note. And a couple of the places that she visited last night, there was a lot of music playing in the background. And for anyone who's not a YouTube content creator, if you're someone reacting to a video, you got to be very careful about copyrighted content like TV shows playing in the background or music. And there was a lot of music, and I didn't want YouTube to slap me on the head for reacting to something and there's music in the background and then they put a copyright claim and all this nonsense. So I just opted out of not reacting. But in this live stream, I think there's a lot to work with here where I'm not having to worry about copyright. So I want to show you guys a couple of things. So let's take a look at the like to dislike ratio. Again, Foodie is in Cuba, and normally when she does a live stream at home, the dislike ratio is always stronger than the like ratio. Now, a lot of people have asked me in the comments, how is it that you're able to see the like and dislike ratio since YouTube they disabled the dislikes? Well, there is a Chrome extension called Restore YouTube Dislikes. I have that on my Chrome extension. That's how I'm able to see it. But for the first time in a long time, Foodie is getting more likes than dislikes. Usually it's the other way around. And I hope that Foodie pays attention to that. It bothers her when people dislike her videos more than likes them. But Foodie, this is how you get the dislike ratio to go up. You give them positive content. You give them something to actually enjoy and comment on that's not negative, it's not toxic. This is how you get it to happen. And there's a lot of positive comments on this live stream because of the change in content. And before we get into this react, there's something that I would like to say to everyone. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy over here. I think it's great that Foodie is in Cuba and she is experiencing life outside of her bedroom, getting out of the bedroom, getting away from the drugs and all the excessive food, and seeing this is what life is really like when you're not just existing, you're living. I think that's very healthy for her. Uh, Foodie is a horrible person, true. She'll always be that way. She's selfish, she's narcissistic. But her being in Cuba is a healthy thing. She can actually see and experience for a week. This is what life can be like if you get away from the negative stuff. Not trying to be a negative Nancy saying this, but I think the true test for Foodie is when she goes back home. As everyone knows, she's got several different addictions going. because she's in Cuba, she cannot indulge in a lot of those addictions. She cannot do her greens. She can't do her edibles. She can't do the white stuff. The true test for Foodie is when she goes back home and she's at home and she's got access to all her favorite fast food places and her drugs, and she can just go and do excessive stuff again. When she goes back home, that's going to be the true test. Is she going to remember all of the good energy and stuff that she's feeling right now in Cuba? And she will think about that and put changes in play? Or is she going to revert back to her old habits? Again, not trying to be negative here, but I think because of the fact that she has not addressed her addictions, she's not gone into counseling, she's not sought out therapy, the chances of her falling back into her old habits and her old lifestyle are really, really enormous. But I do hope that while she's in Cuba, that she gets into a different headspace and she does something different. But honestly, I don't think she will, because she hasn't really done the work to keep the positive change going. But all we can do is just cross our fingers and hope that when she gets home, the moment she arrives and she looks around at a dirty house and all of that, and she just says, you know what, this is nonsense. I just spent a week being happy somewhere else and I want to keep that going. So what can I do to keep it going? So the true test is not while she's in Cuba. The true test is going to be when she goes back home and she can either make her life different or keep her life exactly the same as it was before she left. So with that said, let's go into the comments. Jennifer Pond says, is it true that you're only happy again because Nads and Dee Dee talked to you after your rage, telling you that you can come by after your Cuba trip? What? Where did this happen? Hold on. So the replies to that are, of course it's true. Why do you think those streams about what he made her do with Dee Dee have been deleted? Well, I thought it was because, when Foodie, when she runs off at the mouth, she likes to pretend that, oh, it didn't happen. Let's pretend it didn't happen. So let me just get rid of the evidence. Let's see. Next comment. See, and there's lots of positive comments here. Kara says, so glad you're having fun. You look so cute in your beach outfits. Fragile Like a Bomb says, stop filming other people without their permission. If I was on vacation in Cuba and some woman kept panning the camera around, catching me and whoever I was with on film, I would be so uncomfortable and ticked. Stop being inconsiderate for once. Yeah, that kind of bothers me too. She isn't being considerate of other people on vacations. She kept panning the camera around and showing people. And I don't think she asked anybody's permission to do that. So, Foodie, if you're going to be on vacation, be considerate with the camera. Don't put the camera on anybody without asking their permission. It's just a polite thing to do. Let's see. Calming Water says, can you please open up the comment section on your lives? Would love to chat with you. Have a lovely time in Cuba. No, Foodie's not going to do that. She wants her hug box. She does not like open chat. She's absolutely against the idea of people talking to her for free. You want to talk to Foodie, you got to pay the Chantal toll. Let's see. Sarah Abbey says, Chantal, yes, you're a decent human being. Now stop telling everyone every time you tip the staff. It's doing the opposite of what you're thinking it's doing. It doesn't make you look classy or rich. It shows you doing something that clearly you never do, which is, to be fair, appreciative and thankful. Otherwise, you wouldn't tell everyone every time you do something nice. You're still you, and there's nothing truly kind about giving about it. Yeah, people who are truly kind don't make a point to say what they did for other people. You just do it out of the kindness of your heart and you don't mention it. But every time Foodie turns around, if she gives money to somebody or she does something nice, she's got to make a point to tell people about it. Truly kind people don't make a point of boasting about their kindness. They just do the act of kindness and keep it moving. That's a sign of a truly kind and decent person. Let's see. Miss Anthropo says the authentic Cuban cuisine at the giant buffet is right under the enormous letters Cubano Genius. Yeah, so Foodie made a big deal. She wanted authentic Cuban food, but she doesn't know where to find it. I think that's funny. Not only that, but she's in Cuba, yeah? So if she's getting coffee, what is she doing getting Americano? That's American coffee. What about Cuban coffee? If you're in Cuba, why aren't you tasting the Cuban coffee? Why are you going for the Americano? That's not Cuban coffee. Miss Anthropope says filming guests at a private resort without the permission and streaming it online is infringing on the right to privacy. It is not a public area. What if someone's on an affair, etc.? It's called respect. Get some. Yeah, I agree with all that. I agree with all that. Foodie is not on a public beach, like an open public beach. He's at a resort, which is a bit more private. So why not just do the right thing and not film everybody? You don't know why they're there. You don't know their reasons. Maybe they don't want to be on camera. You won't know that though until you talk to them and ask the permission. Let's see. Joan of Arc says, you can't stand Pete and wanted to leave him and your cats for Natter. You only stay with him because you could never live alone. Who would go to the door for your several food takeouts? You won't go to the pool because you are ashamed of your body and won't go outside the hotel because you can't walk because of your size. Doubts you will even get sun longer because she's worried it will break. Well, to be fair, Foodie did go outside. I mean, she did more than what we thought she would. The first day the foodie was in Cuba, she said that she would not go to the beach unless it were dark. And I understood that because she's very fair skinned. And in tropical weather, in the tropical heat and the sun, if you got very fair skin, it doesn't take any time at all to burn, like severe burn. So I kind of understood where she was coming from there. But she actually went to the beach in the daytime and got in the water, which was a shock. I never thought she'd do that. But she went outside the hotel. She went to the beach. She went in the water. Yes, she did. But as far as her being on the beach for long periods, honestly, as someone I used to live in Florida, which is a tropical place, with her fair skin, if she stayed on the beach for more than, say, a few minutes, she would be burnt from head to toe, and third degree sunburn sucks. Yes, it does, because I've been there myself. And I'm not that fair skinned either. Brooklyn Brixton says, I can't believe I'm enjoying her content without a reaction channel. This vacation is the best thing I've ever seen on her channel. Next vacation, she needs to do some research and find a local tour guide, but baby steps. You know what? I'm glad that people are enjoying her content for what it is. This is something that Foodie's not getting. She hates the reaction channels. She hates them. Although she should be thanking us for pumping the blood back into her dead channel and keeping people interested all during that period when she was doing the toxic content. Without the reaction channels, people would have turned away a long time ago. But if Foodie wants more people to watch her and less people to watch the reaction channels, this is what she's got to do. She's got to give the positive content. When the content becomes too boring and too toxic, just to make it bearable, people go to the reaction channels because they just can't take it full strength. So, Foodie, if you want more people on your channel and less on the reaction channels, or if you want just as much attention as the reaction channels, this is the path you should be on right here. Giving the positive content, making it bearable for people to watch, and not putting everybody in a place where it's just so over the top. They need the reaction channels to cut it down and edit it and make it bearable. Julie Venus says, I've been watching you since the BB days. This is the new Chantal that I hope you bring home. Personally, I will say how good it is to see this side of you And if you continue to grow like this, the sky's the limit for you. Seems like you're a phoenix rising. Happy for you, and you look amazing. You do have many people who care and want to see the best for you. There are a lot of people that want to see the best for Foodie. I mean, I've been saying for a long time, I would love it if she went in the positive content direction. I've said myself, her content does not have to be about the toxic and the dark all the time. I would still cover Foodie if she gave the positive content, and I would be happier if she did, because a lot of the dark content is just way too triggering for myself and anybody that watches her. A lot of people have turned away from watching Chantal, even on the reaction channels, because it's just too much. But as I said in the beginning of this reaction here, the true test for Chantal will be when she goes back home. Not being a negative Nancy, I'm just being a realist. This person has multiple addictions and she's living her best life in Cuba. But maybe part of the reason why she's living her best life in Cuba is because it's forcing her to be away from the drugs and the excessive food, and she has to put her attention somewhere else. So when she goes back home to Ottawa, what's going to happen? We don't know. All we can do is just wait to see. I hope she keeps on with the positive content, but we'll see. We all just got to wait and see. And see. So there's a lot of positive comments here. Anna says, if I drink Cuban coffee, I better pray I don't have to go outside. You know why I'm laughing? Because I'm a coffee drinker. And anybody who drinks coffee, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying over here. If you drink coffee, you better be close to a bathroom. It makes you want to go to the bathroom. And Cuban coffee is really strong. So you drink strong coffee, you better be close to a bathroom, son. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Let's see. Claire Conway says buffet aggression is strong. Did she have aggression with the buffet? We'll see. We'll see when we get into it. JC says, so we only get to see you eat buffets and your face when you're going around the Cuba resort. Please show more. I'd love to see more beaches and the pool and anything. Yes, yes. We don't need to see the buffets all the time. We don't need to see her face all the time. Show us the sights, Foodie. Doggone it, you're on vacation. We can't all go on vacation. Show us the sights, sis. Give us more. Show us the beaches. Show us the seagulls. Show us the sand. Show us all of it. Your face, we've seen it. The buffets, we've seen it. Show us something else. Show us more of Cuba. It's beautiful there. Show us. We are the people. Give the people what they want. Chubby Walrus says, ma'am, you did not go all the way to Cuba to spend all your time talking to your phone. You can do that anytime. It's not every day you get to go to Cuba. Yes, true, true. Less time talking, more time living, more time enjoying. You don't have to do like 5 live streams a day in Cuba. Live and enjoy. Live. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on the comments. We're almost 20 minutes in, so y'all, let's get to with this Foodie content.
You're fondue beezing or fondue beezing? Fondue beezing is superior to fondue beezing. Love that. Hello. Are you going to leave your door open so you can hear the ocean? Yeah, sure. But there's these weird black birds. I don't know what kind of bird they are. They're black, and they have a skinny tail, and then their tail goes out at the end. And they like to eat breakfast on my porch, and they leave all crumbs on my porch.
It sounds like a crow.
So I think they would fly in my bed, but that's okay. No, what happened was I had a really, really bad night terror last night. I had really bad dreams over, like, I don't want to talk about what it was, but I had just like a dream that like someone was going to kill me or something. Like someone was going to kill me.
Well, that's to be expected, Foodie, that you're having the bad dreams, because for the last several months, you have been numbing yourself with all kinds of chemicals, and you went to Cuba without the help of those chemicals. So now your body is going through a shock period of trying to readjust itself to actually being sober. You know, you got your vape pen, but you can't numb yourself with lots of edibles and lots of green and lots of something else. So your body's basically going into shock of like, whoa, wow, we get to be sober. So you might be having bad dreams. You might have some nights or you can't sleep because your body's going through that shock period of we're not being numbed from like morning until night. We actually get to be healthy here.
And then, like, when I was trying to go back to bed, like, I couldn't see. Like, it was so pitch black. Sorry, I did use eye wipes today, but it was so pitch black that I tried to open my eyes and I couldn't see, and then I was like seeing weird faces and stuff. So I had a really bad night actually. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is sleep with a little light on because it was too dark, and then I'm gonna like leave the curtains open because if I don't leave the curtains open, I don't wake up naturally with the sun. If I have my blinds open in the room, it was the heat, really. Do this here because I can't tell. Okay. Beeze juice, Maureen, how's the quality? I have the Wi-Fi.
And I'm going to say this, and nobody beat up on me for saying this. Foodie is a horrible person on the inside. And it's going to take a lot to change that, a lot. But looking at her right now in this live stream, the difference between how she looks now and how she's talking now versus when she's at home in her bedroom eating and being stoned out of her head is night and day. Night and day. This looks like a healthier Foodie. Her eyes are clear, you know, and just her complexion, even though, yeah, I know she's got the filters on, she's radiating a more healthy vibe about herself. You know, her being in that environment and being around people and being out in the sun, doesn't she look different? You know, she looks more alive than what she normally does. It's too bad she just can't stay in Cuba and keep this up because, like I said, it's the true test is when she goes back home to Ottawa and she's got all of those temptations around her. Is she going to give in to all of them, or is she going to go home, walk in the door, look at the mess around her and go, ew, I've been living like this? I just got back from Cuba. I was healthy in Cuba. I was sober in Cuba and I was enjoying myself. I want to keep that up. I hope that happens. I really do.
Today I had to go get a new Wi-Fi card. The cashier was really nice to me now. The first day I went, I took out 100 Canadian, and he was like, oh, no, only 20. So then today I went and I gave him a 5. I gave him a 20 last time, and I went, thank you for helping me. And then I went today and I gave him a 5, and I said, can I have 5s today? And he went, oh, yes. I did not meet a guy. Well, are you talking about that guy? What are you talking about? I met a guy. You look so cute today. Thank you. Just drinking my cafe con leche.
Coffee with milk.
I'm looking around me and people are already pounding down the rum punch. I'm gonna throw up. I swear, at night I might have just like maybe like, I don't know, 1 or 2 drinks and then hit the hay. Because that made me really tired and relaxed.
Well, that's actually a wise decision, Foodie, because you're in Cuba. It's a whole lot different than Canada. You're used to a colder climate. You moved over to a tropical climate. And let me tell you something. Because you're of a bigger size, and no, this is not me picking on anybody who's of a bigger size, you are going to be warmer and you're going to get hotter than other people, especially considering the fact that you're from Canada. So it's a wise decision to hydrate with water and stay away from the alcohol because the alcohol will dehydrate you really, really fast. So good decision. Try to stay away from the alcohol because the heat is already going to make you feel drained and tired. You don't need anything else making that worse.
Maybe just go see Ramon and get a couple drinks from him at night and go to bed at night. I'm gonna go to the pool. Yes, or the beach for sure. I need to go to the beach. So when I come back, I'm definitely not going to be receiving any edibles.
She says that now. I hope that she means it. I really, really hope that she means that. I really hope that she means it. But Foodie is the queen of empty promises and saying, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. It's easy for her to say that right now because she's far away from home and she's far away from temptation. But again, let's see how she holds up her word when she goes back home.
Not to the degree I was.
Ah, there we go. There it is. There's there's the fine print. I'm not going to do edibles, not the way I was. See, here's the problem with that, Foodie. You are someone, you have an addictive personality. You know this. And you're not someone that you can stop at a little of anything. You always go too far. You're doing what a lot of people do when they have an addiction. They try to find a way to sort of kind of hold on to whatever it is they're addicted to. They try to find a way to give themselves permission to still do it. They say, oh, well, I'm an alcoholic, but it's okay. I can only have one drink. No, ma'am. If you're an alcoholic, one drink is one too many. You cannot indulge in whatever it is you're addicted to. You just can't, because it starts off as one drink. And then if you give yourself permission to do one drink, the next thing you know, it's two drinks, then three, then four. You can't do the edibles, Foodie. You just can't. You can't. Because you're going to start off doing a little bit, and then you'll do another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And the next thing you know, you're doing 1,000 milligrams, then 2,000, then 3,000. You're someone that you chased your tolerance level up so high that you got to that point where no matter what you did, you couldn't feel it. That's how bad it was. So now you're in Cuba and you're taking a break from all that stuff and you're going to go back home and start up the edible use. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? If you use the excuse of, I suffer from anxiety, so I need the edibles. You don't need the edibles. You can smoke a little bit of green. And if you got anxiety, that'll take care of it. Actually, I think that smoking it is a better idea because you are so impatient that you won't wait until the edibles kick in before you do more. You get very impatient. Edibles take between 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes 2 hours to kick in. You are not that patient. You do some and then you're like, well, I'm not feeling it yet. And then you do another one and another one. And then they all kick in at the same time. And then you've done too much. Edibles are not a good choice for you. If you've got anxiety, just smoke a little bit. And that way you get the effect right away. And if you think you need more, you can always smoke a little bit more. But stay away from the edibles. Stay away.
Hi, Penny. I look toasty, PJ. Hi, Faith. Care. Hi, Care. Who did I miss? Thank you, John. Yeah, I don't miss it right now, actually. I feel like I'm far removed from life, like, but more connected as a human, like, to myself. I don't know how to explain it. I don't miss THC, you know.
If you don't miss it, then why were you just talking about, oh, I'm not going to do edibles as much? If you don't miss it, that means you don't want to do it.
If I was home right now, I would miss it.
Of course, because you'd be right there where your temptations are. There's an old saying, Foodie. You cannot heal in the same environment that makes you sick. You just can't. I have a friend who's in AA and he's been sober for over 30 years. He was a hardcore alcoholic. And now he's a sponsor for other people. And I'm so proud of my friend for his sobriety. But one of the things about AA that they tell you is if you're trying to be sober, while you're working towards your sobriety, you have to stay away from people and places that you normally that will tempt you to get high, or that will tempt you to your addiction again. Your problem is that you are a person that you honestly, the worst thing for you to do is to be alone. Because when you're alone, that tends to get you in trouble. You don't know how to be alone and be happy and content and get things done. You're alone and your mind starts to wander. You start thinking about stuff, and out of boredom or out of anxiety or whatever, you'll start doing things you're not supposed to do. You'll get bored and you'll eat. You'll get bored and you'll start getting high. And the next thing you know, it's happened all day. You cannot be alone. You're a person that you need constant supervision, or you need to get out of the house and do something to get your mind off of whatever it is that tempts you to eat or to do chemicals in the first place. Home is a very dangerous thing for you because your home is not a healthy place. It tempts you to be sick.
Do they have any historical or ghost tours? I wish. One in Cuba. I really love I would love to explore more of the culture. They seem like really nice culture. Breathe. What's your plan today? Yeah, growth. Growth's scary. Growth sucks. Growth is hard, man. Pretty PHX. Welcome to Pretty.
Growth is scary. Growth is hard, but growth does have its rewards. If you put the work in, the rewards can be limitless. If you do nothing, then nothing happens. But if you put the effort forth, you will get rewards beyond your wildest dreams, Foodie. Beyond your wildest dreams.
No, I think Wanderlust this trip I'm gonna just stay on the resort for now. Because I'm too this trip is just gonna be me resetting. This is a reset trip.
Good.
Kelly! Come to the States for your next travel, Beeze? I'm gonna be planning more traveling.
Good. Good to hear it. Good to know.
Are we buffet beezing for lunch? You know it. And my little favorite girl will be there. Come back with a friend next time. Well, I'm going to be traveling next, probably to Jamaica with my aunt and my mother. Gina, welcome to very.
Can I ask a favor, Foodie? Once you get back home to Canada, can I ask a favor? Before you go on any more trips, can you take your cats to the vet and get them checked out? If they have anything wrong with them, get that fixed first, so that when you go on your trips, your cats are healthy. BBJ still needs to go back to the vet for oral surgery. The vet said that. She said that there's something going on with BBJ's mouth or something. Can you please get that fixed and taken care of? And can you please take Sam to the vet to get him checked out? Can you do that? That way, while you're gone from the house, your pets are okay. That's just a request from me as someone that I have pets. I think that would be a good, decent thing to do.
Ready to Trinity Travel Show. First, you're 6 minutes late. You think you're first? Come to Florida, Miami. I do want to go to Miami. Flying over Miami, I'm like, dang. I look more comfortable and relaxed. Definitely, yeah.
Just a word, Foodie. If you go to Miami, be very careful. There are good parts of Miami, and then there are bad parts. I used to live in Florida, and as a Floridian, as a former Floridian that I'm now in California, the saying in Miami is, if you go to Miami, you better know exactly where you're going and don't get lost. And if you get lost, don't get out of the car. Like if you turn down the wrong road, don't get out of the car. There's some really dicey, dangerous areas of Miami. Miami's nice. Miami's real nice. But you better know where you're going. And just be careful there. Okay.
The only way to get over the anxiety of something is to do it, I think. I had anxiety about going to the cashier, so I went, and it was okay. I have anxiety about everything I do, but I just have to, like, I have to mentally fight with myself to be like, it's going, you're okay. Like last night, I almost had a panic attack. I'm in another country, across the sea. When I think of how far I am from home, I want to throw up. But I'm okay. I keep telling myself, you're okay, you're okay. You got this. Go to the beach, yeah. I want to go to the beach by myself. I want to get my beach bag and lay out on the beach and spend like a few hours there by myself at dusk.
Oh, that would not be good, Foodie. That would not be good. Girl, you're fair skinned. You don't want to spend a few hours at the beach. Trust me. I'm saying this out of love and decency here. You're very fair skinned. You don't have any coloring in your skin to protect you against the rays of the sun. Even with sunscreen, even with that, with sunscreen, a lot of it you will sweat that off. With your fair skin, if you spent even 30 minutes to an hour at the beach, you would have third-degree sunburn. And let me tell you, there's nothing like sunburn to mess up your vacation. Because once you get that sunburn, it hurts. It hurts. You don't want nothing to do with the sun for days after you get that sunburn. Just simple things hurt. Getting dressed hurts. Taking a shower hurts. If you get red all over, it's going to be uncomfortable just to sleep. I know because I've been there. Just be careful, okay? Just spend little bits of time out in the sun. Little bits of time. Get used to it. Don't spend a few hours out in that direct sun. You will hate it. It'll screw up the rest of your vacation because you'll spend the rest of the time in your room because you can't go out in the sun at all.
You love the mustard shirt? Thank you. Exposure therapy? Oh. I like living with Pete though. He helps me a lot. Especially if I'm gonna be traveling, like at least he'll be there for the cat. Sweet. Kitty. You're storming? The weather is always, does it rain here? Like when does it rain? It's like always the same, always. There's like no fluctuation. It's so
Okay, this idiot with the super chat. Autumn Anderson says, you're always welcome in San Francisco. We'd have a blast. And Nashville chicken sandwich is near too. See, most of that message was fine except for the last part. This person is saying, we have Nashville chicken sandwiches here too. Why would anybody suggest for Foodie to eat a Nashville chicken sandwich? Did we not see enough of that for months when Foodie obsessed over those stupid fast food sandwiches? She doesn't need more fast food. She needs less of it. So why anybody would suggest for her to eat another one of those stupid calorie heavy sandwiches, I do not know. She's in Cuba and she's looking a bit healthier. Why anybody in her chat would suggest for her to indulge in something that she was addicted to, I don't understand you. I don't get it. Foodie's got a problem with food, especially fast food. And anybody in her chat suggesting for her to indulge in any kind of fast food, you're dicks. You're dicks. Would you walk up to someone who's an alcoholic and suggest for them to drink alcohol? No. It's the same thing with somebody who's got a problem with food. It's the same thing. Food, alcohol, drugs, they're all addictions. You go too far, they become a problem. They become a problem for you and possibly other people around you because other people got to deal with you while you're addicted. Anybody suggesting for Foodie to eat fast food, what the hell is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Do you want her healthy? I don't get you, VIBs. I don't get you. You're over here bitching and complaining. You want to see better content from her. Yes? Yes. You want to see positive content from Foodie. You want her to go out and live and do positive content like this. But at the same time, you are suggesting for her to go overboard with the food and binge out. This is so wrong. If you're someone and you would never walk up to a, let's just say, someone who does cola, you would never walk up to them and say, hey, man, you want to go do some cola? Or suggest for them to do cola. And if you are someone, you would never walk up to an alcoholic and say, hey, man, go get a drink. Then don't go to someone like Foodie and suggest for her to eat food. She's got a problem with food. She thinks about food all the time. And she indulges way too much of that. Suggest healthy things for her. Don't talk about food. That's the kindest thing you can do.
I like never in my life like when in Canada it's like always different. It's like the weather is so bipolar there. Here it's like so stable. You know?
This idiot, Ashley Lamborghini, saying, I miss the Nashies. Well, if you miss the Nashies, Ashley, go eat one. Don't talk about the Nashies with Foodie. Go eat one. Don't bring the nasty thing up in her chat. She thinks about food all the time. You guys want your queen to be healthy. You want her to go out and do things. Don't suggest things for her that are unhealthy that she's addicted to. Morons.
Sorry. Hi guys. Did you hear anything I just said? I think it cut out. The Wi-Fi is kind of choppy. But really, Kelly? Get ice cream.
And here's another idiot, another feeder, Flop Era. Get ice cream today. Why? Why does she need ice cream? Why does she need ice cream? All of you suggesting all these fattening things she doesn't need. This woman is 400, 500 pounds. I don't know exactly how much Foodie weighs, but she's already morbidly obese. Why not suggest things that are healthy for her? Why is it always the unhealthy shit? Stop it. This drives me nuts. She's already unhealthy. She needs to be healthier so that she can live and be around people and do things. And all of you idiots in the chat talking about this fast food. Oh, you make me sick.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have more passion fruit today.
Good for you.
You look cute. I'm sure you do too. What are we talking about, Lambo? Where's Sofa been? Oh, he's more at nighttime, I guess. Hi, California. I did not make dinner reservation. Ooh, should we go make dinner reservation? All your new clothes are so nice. Thank you. I think yours here. Thanks, Natasha. Do I look happy? They have tropical slushies, yeah. Slushy drinks are so far. A few things with slushy drinks going all the time. I think it's daiquiri. Vacation Beeze has been so nice. Honestly, I have to admit, the more I realize shouldn't just worry about not being so afraid. And it's part of growing up. I know I'm almost 40, but fuck, like I feel like a child sometimes. Because I feel like doing things like this makes you grow as a person. It does, because you have to like do things like the first night when I was screaming and crying about my charger. Like an adult who would be like, okay, I have a problem. What can I do to fix it? Not scream, So I have, but I was so tired. Oh my god. I know my own body now more too. Like certain things I cannot get away with. I cannot get away with no sleep. I will be absolutely insane. Oh,
The thing is, I think this trip is healthy for Foodie because before this trip, unless she was faking it, which could be a possibility here, I got to cover all the bases. Before, when Foodie was in Ottawa, she said she had a social anxiety. I remember all the live streams where she would just go to the park and she would be anxious about stepping outside of her car if anybody was within, you know, eyesight. And here she is in Cuba and she's around people and she's fine. So maybe being in this environment, she's realizing that she can go outside and she can do things and nobody's going to yell at her. Nobody's going to say anything to her. Maybe being around people will let her know, the world isn't as bad as I thought it would be. And people aren't going to judge me the way that I thought they would. And that will kind of break through that wall of fear and anxiety she has about being around people. And it might prompt her to go out and do things. So I'm glad about that. I had social anxiety too, Foodie, for different reasons. But I was afraid to be around people. And then I moved where I moved, and that forced me to be around others. And now I'm very comfortable with going out, walking around, and doing things and exploring places. That sense of freedom that you get once you drop that fear is insane. It's wonderful. When fear lets go of you and you realize you can go out and do things. It's a wonderful feeling. I hope that when you go home to Ottawa, that you don't have that fear anymore and you're able to go out and do stuff. And that will prompt you to work on your world outside of yourself and inside of yourself.
Black dress optimistic? Yeah, not ready for your worldwide food tour. You work yourself up to a frenzy, yeah. Thank you. I think the cap makes it, and it stays on better this way. Hey, Pickles Rule. Thank you. I'm going to be reusing clothes, but yeah. I didn't eat breakfast. I missed breakfast. Oh, Tiff, I think. No, but
yeah, isn't that something? Y'all take note of that. So she missed breakfast. She didn't eat breakfast. She's fine. She's absolutely fine. See, this is what happens when you break away from your toxic environment and your toxic settings and you're someplace completely different and you've got something to put your mind on besides your addictions, besides what you're addicted to. Going back to the friend that I have he's 30 plus years sober. How he keeps his sobriety is that he gets out of the house and he stays gone all day long and he busies himself with so many things, because by doing that it keeps his mind off of what might be tempting him that he might want to do that's negative. And here's Foodie. She's in Cuba. She's in a different environment. She's around people. She's got the sun. She's got the beach. And notice she's not fixated on food. Notice the difference when you're in an environment where all you have is your ugly thoughts and their toxic energy on the inside. And so it just surrounds you and it makes you prisoner and you're focused on that versus going to a completely different environment where the temptations are far out of reach and you busy yourself with these positive things. And look how much different she sounds in the way she looks.
But you look cute too. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, pretty PH. I left, so today, I left the please clean my room. So we'll see if they get to it by the time I get back there. I wish I was there with you. I know, Monica, I know. Hi, Gordon. Thank you. Hi, how you doing? Leslie Romani. Open your pretty sexy. Kelly. Really? Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry. I'll be saying prayers for you, sweetie. I don't know. Every day. So I'm going back on the 5th. So how many days? I think 5 more days. Beeze? Who's Beeze? But I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm gonna have a good lunch. I'm gonna take my time. We're gonna eat a really good lunch, like 3-course lunch. I want a plate of bread, salami, cheese, soup, then buffet, then fruit, juice, water, and then yeah, go to the beach. I'm gonna go to the beach after a good lunch. After a good lunch and then a good booze. bikini tops, and then I have bottoms, and then I have this cover here. That's relaxation and happiness. Yeah. Something I've never experienced before, and it's very different.
Yeah, take note of that, Foodie. All these months you've been doing tons of edibles for your anxiety. You were doing the tons of edibles and the green to relax. But notice, ma'am, notice how relaxed you are and you don't need the edibles. Notice that you don't need to take edibles all day long to relax. You just need to be in the right environment and doing different things. And look at you, you're relaxed. You're at peace. I never saw you look this relaxed and peaceful at home doing the edibles. I haven't seen that. I'm seeing it now. But you're in a different environment, no edibles, and you're fine. Take note of that. That you're feeling better, you're healthier, you're relaxed without the freaking edibles.
Oh, there's a little bird here. Hi. Hello, how are you? Hola, come on, set. So I left a little note for I bought a big bag of treats. They love when you give them stuff. So I left a little, on the bed, I left 2 face masks, a kit of like microfiber cleanser cloth, and a tropical bliss X, and 3 Reese's pieces, and $10 bill Canadian, and a note.
And I'm just going to say this, Foodie. If you do nice things for people, you don't have to tell your viewers about it. It doesn't look as sincere when you're sitting there naming all these things that you do for other people. Truly nice people don't boast about it. They just do things out of kindness.
That said, hola, muchos gracias. I let them soak a bit. They're a bit swollen, but my feet swell easy, especially with heat and stuff like that. As soon as you fully relax, you gotta go home. That's why, like, everyone I've been talking to who comes here regularly is here for 2 weeks. Because the first week they're probably like, oh, I walked so much, Tiffany. I've been walking so much, but hi, Wilhelmina. I don't really feel it that much anymore. The beach is hard to walk in, the sand, the soft sand, and all. I want to go collect seashells before I go. We need to buy rum, seashells, souvenirs. 2 weeks is perfect. I wouldn't want to be here 2 weeks by myself. If I was with family, I wish.
Why not? We honestly, Chantal, with the way you were talking on the first night, I thought you would have gone home by now. And here it is, like, what, day 3? You're fine. I think 2 weeks would be great for you. Would be great. As long as your cats and stuff were taken care of at home and they had the right supplies, I think 2 weeks would be great for you. You know, the longer you spend away from Ottawa and you soak in the good energy and the sun and all that, the better.
I wish you could see what we see in this kind of therapy for you. We can tell the difference in just a few days. Please take care of you, always you. Thank you.
Yes. See, I said that. Chantal, I wish you could see what we see in this kind of therapy for you. We can tell the difference in just a few days. Please take care of you. I just said that. Look at her. She looks like a whole different person. Whole different person. Her energy's different. She looks more relaxed. She looks healthier. This is good. This is very good. I hope she keeps this up.
Well, that's why I posted. I know that was probably not maybe a good idea, but I was happening to browse before I fell asleep YouTube, and I came across a random short of me when I was like super effing high on coke. I was such a fucking liar.
Yep. Yeah, I know the short you were talking about because you posted it on your Twitter and I watched it again. Girl, you were gone. You were so gone. You were so gone in that clip, just that 5-minute clip. You were gone on whatever it is you were doing. Take note of that, Foodie. Watch that clip repeatedly and realize that what was in that clip, that was something that all of us were seeing for months from you. Whether it was the cola or the green, that's how you looked. That's how you sounded. Look at that and say to yourself, my God, I did that? I was that way? This is what people were watching and seeing? Oh my God. Never again. Watch that. If you ever feel like going back to the edibles and getting that effed up again, watch that clip and stop yourself.
Like, what the fuck? I was trying to tell you guys I was on edibles, and I was like,
Yeah.
so, anyway. And then in the background, you can hear lion. What the fuck? I needed to see that.
Yeah, and if you were on the cola, you sounded very out of breath. And I know exactly why that is, because if you were flying on the cola, because it's a stimulant, that means your heart rate was through the roof. Your heart was pumping, and that's why you were out of breath. Like your blood pressure was up there. That's why you sounded like that.
And you can see, like, the difference. Like, you see how my eyes are. Like, holy shit. I don't want to have. I want to come back. I don't want to be relying on any substances for happiness anymore.
I hope that's true. I really do. I really, really do, Foodie. I'm gonna be praying that when you come back, that this experience in Cuba sticks with you. I hope that when you walk in your house and you see the mess, you say to yourself, I can't live like this anymore. I cannot live like this anymore. And that this trip to Cuba inspires you to improve your life to where you're not having to go to the edibles for relaxation. I really, really hope and pray that happens. Because even as a reactor, I know that as a reactor in the past, we like the rage streams from you because that's when things are interesting. But I hope from here on out, you find another way to make your streams interesting. And the way to do that is show us positive things. As a reactor, I'll still react to you. It doesn't have to be all bad, but that's up to you, ma'am, to make that happen. But I'm telling you, you cannot heal in the same environment that makes you sick. So when you go home, fix the environment and fix yourself to where whatever it is you're feeling right now, you can keep that going.
The coffee is so good. It's strong. It's such a good taste. I can't explain it. Stacy's Rainbow, welcome to Newport Beeze. Ready? But the nice clean air, tropical air, and the coffee, and oh, so relaxing. I just feel so relaxed. Like, all I care about doing is like, okay, get up.
I'll tell you what, Foodie, if you finish up your trip and you go back home to Ottawa and you fall back to doing the edibles and acting the fool, I'm going to be so mad at you. I'm going to be so mad at you. It's your life. You can live it the way you want to, but I'm going to be pissed at you because you've had a week of being where you are right now and you see what life can be outside of your bedroom, outside of the drugs and the excessive food. And if you go home and you revert back to the way you used to be, I'm going to be mad because this is your chance to see what life is like aside from all the mess. And if you go back to the way you were, you're literally choosing to be miserable when you know you don't have to be.
I focus on, like, even just moisturizing my skin and just total self care. And the time goes by, and you just take care of yourself. I destroyed my body for 38 years, or for at least, let's say, 30 years or so, or more. I need a week to take care of it at least. Thank you. Good morning, beautiful lady. Ready, set, babies. Well, this is a good start to taking care of myself. Is what I'm gonna let you know. So, oh, why did they give you a rebate? I want some coffee. I'm starving. It's not lunchtime yet. Yes, you're following his look at least. I'll just take a break if I have to. Seashell and sea glass time. Yes. Camila Colbert, welcome to Very Important TV. Ready, set, please. I'm doing some vlogging though, guys. Like, I worked on my first vlog today. So I'm gonna work on getting that to you guys uploaded maybe tomorrow morning when I come down for my coffee.
This is just a side thought. I have to wonder if how Foodie got her channel back, she had a talk with YouTube. And YouTube basically told her, listen, we'll give your channel back, but all the nonsense has to stop. You need to start doing positive content, no more of the drugs, no more of the nonsense. And maybe that might be why she got her channel back and why she's doing all these different things. That could be a possibility. That could be it. If that's what it took for Foodie to get off her duff and do different things, then I'm all for it. If YouTube put their foot down and said, we'll give you your channel back, but there is a catch. You have to stop the nonsense. No more excessive drugs, no more nudity, none of this. You are on a trial period. And if you F this up, hey, no more chances. So I'm wondering if that's what's behind her trip to Cuba.
Because I need to use the Wi-Fi to upload my videos. Logging some and detoxing from the toxicity, yes.
By the way, guys, I'm sorry if I'm skipping through some parts of this. There's music playing in the background, even though you can't hear it clearly. I'm just trying to make sure that YouTube doesn't slap me with a copyright.
So if I reset like everything and I like go back to really a healthy lifestyle, like if I actually keep this up, do you think my hair will grow back? Or is it like done?
Well, we don't know that, Foodie. And the only way for you to find out is to go to a doctor, a specialist, and then they can tell you. It might grow back. I'm of the opinion that your hair loss, I don't know if it's a genetic thing, but I do know that when you were with BB, you had a full head of hair. I do understand that you had a hysterectomy, that it might be hormone related. You should be on hormones for that. You haven't taken them in months, but I think a large part of that is due to your very unhealthy diet. That despite the fact that you eat constantly, the thing is you're not eating nutritious food. You're eating junk food. And maybe your hair loss has to do with malnutrition, not enough nutrients. So in order for your body to protect itself, it cut off certain things that are not necessary. And one of those things is your hair growing. It was conserving what nutrients it did get for the rest of you, and you lost your hair. Maybe if you start eating healthier and treating your body right, you might get your hair back. Maybe.
If my CPAP could talk in love, oh, the UK. Abby and I went to the. I know you love EG. Just tell EG to come back here, since I know they love me. I know all the new members. Hi, testicles.
Yeah, and take note of that, Chantal. When you do the positive content, when it's not about natter, when it's not about you being on drugs, when you're not acting the fool, you get people signing up left and right. And you get people giving you more upvotes than downvotes, and you get positive content comments on your videos. Take note of all that. The people are speaking to you. By reacting that way, they are saying, this is what we want. You're on YouTube. You're asking people to invest money and time into you and keep this lifestyle going. Give the people what they want. If they say, we want positive content, we want great content, give the people what they want, and then you'll get what you want. And the bonus is, while you're giving the people what they want, you can get healthier and you can feel better. There's boundless rewards for doing positive stuff.
It feels way better. Positive shift. Yeah. And if there's any trolls that bother you guys, just block them on your end. You won't see anything they say. You know what I mean? It's like I have a large audience, and it's hard to just, like sometimes the trolls make me laugh. To be honest, just being positive all the time is kind of annoying too. I did unblock Misha. I blocked everybody. Just at the years, looking very happy. Very sweet. From Newfoundland and lives in Toronto now. And
By the way, Chantal, this is just a thought. If you come back home and you drop back into your negative lifestyle, you drop right back into it, and then you start getting roasted for it. Don't get mad at the people for being mad, because you're showing them this content. And then if you go home and you go right back to the way you were and people start roasting you for it, don't get mad at them. What you're hearing from those people, it's not them shaming you and it's not them bullying you. The anger that they will feel and the frustration that they will express, that's just come from them dealing with you the past several months. And you've given them a little bit of hope that things are turning around, and then you're going to take it away from them. So if you go back to your negative lifestyle and then people start coming forward and expressing their frustration and their anger, don't get mad at them. Get mad at yourself. You know, you're giving everybody some hope right now. Don't take it away.
Hola, one more. Them too, and I don't really know her, but like, I don't think she's a good person. Last welcome to very important music, really sweet. I think people can just be like, everyone's different. We have to like try to understand one another, and just everyone has differences and personalities. You know what I mean? So, feed a kitten. So my plan today is to eat. I'm gonna eat like I've never eaten, like really good food. And actually, this is different.
You know what, Chantal? They got buffets there. Don't worry. There's plenty of food at the buffet. There's no shortage of food at the buffet. You're okay. You're okay. You don't have to worry. You got plenty of food to eat.
Though the hunger I feel is like for nourishment, like to really replenish my body, not to eat just to escape my feelings, you know. I don't know. I haven't eaten pizza in a while.
Let's see what we got here.
It is so beautiful here. Hi. It is so gorgeous. I didn't get breakfast because I didn't wake up for breakfast because I had with the blinds closed. It's so dark. You see things. Right. They're not unripe. It's weird. Yeah.
There you go, Foodie. That's what you should be doing. Hydrate. Drink that water. Drink it. Trust me, you need it. The heat will drain you. It'll suck you dry of all the moisture. Drink it.
Oh. I'm just going to take my thing off for a minute. Because I've never had street tacos. Are they really good? You're like an entire Disney movie wrapped in one person. Oh my god. Really? That's interesting. That's weird. I've never been told that before. Thanks. Which Disney movie though? Like Lion King or Jungle Book or?
Can I suggest a place for you to take your next vacation, Foodie? And you would love it. You would, because I've been there. I've been down to St. Martin's and St. Bart's, which is in the Caribbean. It's a bit of a trip to get there, but it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Gorgeous. The water is crystal clear. It's like stepping into a postcard. You're in St. Martin's, St. Bart's. If you stay at a chalet, which is right by the beach, you don't miss the internet. You don't miss your TV. You don't miss anything. You're so busy you're being surrounded by all this beauty and serenity. You won't even know what to do with yourself. And on is it St. Martin's? No, it's St. Bart's. St. Bart's, they have the French Caribbean. They have the people that are French Caribbean there. And there are bars you can go to. I remember going to St. Bart's and there was people that were singing in karaoke in French and they were drunk. And people dancing. Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. Can I suggest that for your next vacation? You won't even believe how much more relaxed you are being there.
Ain't no concentrating. It is very hot. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yep.
Look at me into it. I can't get my own water. The waitresses get your drinks here. Google does have an auto filter in place sometimes.
One helpful tip that I want to give you, Foodie, if you're in a hot climate like that and you're sweating and you stop sweating, that's the beginning stages of heat stroke. If you're hot and then suddenly you're not sweating anymore, get out of the heat immediately and start hydrating, because that's the beginning stages of heat stroke.
Diapers. Mean it's not sweet. Oh, are we doing an excursion? No, not this trip, Austin, because I figured like I was so stressed out and overwhelmed. And the excursions are actually really, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna focus on me, you know?
I wouldn't recommend Foodie going on an excursion. Not right now. She's not healthy enough for an excursion, for walking long distances in tropical heat. It would not be good for her. She's doing it right. She's staying on the resort, and that way she can go back to her room and get in the shade when she needs to. Save the excursions for when she's maybe lost a little bit more weight and she's used to being out. Doing some kind of long excursions anywhere would be a bad idea for her.
For my health, and treat this like a spa. Bedbound from what? Who is bedbound? I think she's just right now confined to bed because she's recovering. Thank you so much, Austin. I really appreciate it.
You know what, guys? I'm going to end it here. I think we've seen enough of this react. We're a little bit over an hour. I like to keep my reacts at an hour if I can. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like it, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.